Hi, I'm Tim from the family unit.
And I'm Felicia.
And today we're going to talk about these three. I don't even know what these are. I do. I'm lying. But what are these things?
They're electronic cutting machines. We've got the Cricut Maker 3, the Silhouette Cameo 4, and the Brother Scan and Cut. And this is the version SDX 230Di.
All right, let me talk about one thing, a couple of disclaimers here. If you're already familiar with these machines, then you really don't need this advice we're going to give you. This is for somebody who's just starting out.
Right.
Deciding between the Cricut Silhouette Brother. What do I want? What can I... Let's talk about what these machines do. Now, also, we're not paid or sponsored. We bought all of these with our own money. Right. Cricut does not sponsor Silhouette nor Brother. They haven't sent us a darn thing. Get on it, people. What are you doing over there? So, look. First of all, did you make this shirt in your shirt?
I did. I made our shirts to kind of match our logos. I did not do it with sublimation or any kind of special printers. I just used actually glitter iron-on vinyl to make these and kind of matched it to the logo as best I could.
Now, I'm not going to lie. These look like shirts, like merch. Are we selling these?
We could.
High five.
High five.
Now, you can make stuff that looks like professional stuff you would buy in a store or online or whatever, right? As a matter of fact, you have your own little Etsy store, don't you?
I do.
It's stuff that you make on these machines.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll do a shameless self-plug for that later. Oh, before I forget, Deco TV Frames did send us a frame for our Samsung The Frame TV. So thank you, our friends at Deco. How
it is
awesome. That is like amazing, right?
I think that is amazing.
And it looks like a piece of art.
It really does.
So cool. Okay, enough on that. So we said these are electronic cutting machines.
Yes,
so do these things do the same thing?
Yes, the three of them do pretty much exactly the same thing.
So they cut materials. They cut vinyl. They cut what? Paper?
Okay, so Cricut on their website lists out 300 different types of materials that they cut.
Felicia, I'm going to call you out on that because I looked at the list that Cricut puts out. There's pretty much,
here it is.
I cut vinyl, 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 vinyl. So pretty much you could just wipe that, crush it down to cut vinyl, and it's more like 100 things, right?
Correct. That's right, Bob.
So would you say that these machines cut mostly the same amount of materials?
I would. I think the big difference between what they can cut, they all can cut the same things. Vinyls, cardstock.
What most people would do.
What most people would do. Big difference is that the Cricut Maker 3 will cut up to 2.4 millimeters, where the Cameo and the Brother will cut up to 3 millimeters. So that's the big difference.
Essentially, the Cameo and Brother will cut more than 300 Cricut.
Right, and thicker material.
Wait a minute, what's this? Just gonna have a little sip of coffee. Did you make this with a Cricut?
I did.
Amazing.
I used the Cricut Maker and the mug press.
Oh, there's something in here.
Oh,
there's a bug in here. Ew, what is that? Felicia, I'll take care of it.
No.
This is the Cricut. The Cricut. Look, so Cricut cuts 300, so I'm going to say that these two cut 312.
Okay.
Would you say something like that is fair?
Sure.
Okay. So I have so many questions.
Okay.
So you talked about materials.
Yes.
Vinyl, paper, wood?
Yes.
Leather?
Yes.
Metal? Aluminum foil?
Aluminum foil, yes.
Metal? That counts as metal.
You're right.
Pretty amazing. And again, these two will cut thicker, a little bit thicker.
3 millimeters.
We're talking, yeah. We're
2.4 to 3.
We're talking 6 millimeters.
Yes.
Not much of a difference.
Not much of a difference.
But nonetheless, there is a difference. So
Correct.
these two technically cut more than 300. So, all right. So are all these machines wireless? A lot of people ask that. I'm trying to ask all the questions that you would ask. So I get Felicia to answer them for you. So you don't have to ask them ninny.
So the Brother, they all three are wireless.
Right.
The Brother and the Silhouette are Bluetooth compatible.
Okay.
And then the Cricut and the Silhouette are Bluetooth compatible.
Right on.
The Brother is Wi-Fi.
And can you connect these via USB?
You can.
I call it USB.
USB.
I don't know. I just like to call
You're
it. Okay,
special
good.
like
So
that.
you can use them wireless with a computer.
Absolutely.
Do you need a computer for all these machines?
You need a computer for the Cricut Maker 3, for the Silhouette Cameo 4, but the Brother Scan and Cut, no matter which version you're using, you do not need a computer. It has a built-in LCD screen. On the Brother Scan and Cut SDX 230Di that I have here is a 5-inch LCD screen.
Right.
Color.
So let me clarify that. You can use software. There is free software. We'll talk about that in a second with all three of these. But you can use this with the software built in. Essentially, there's a computer built into this machine.
That's right.
Which is why it's a little more pricey.
Exactly.
We'll get to that too with
Yeah.
so many things. What else? Mats. Do you need mats? Because I understand, and I was so confused with this because first time I tried to use one of these machines, I was like shoving vinyl in it, and it's like, no, you can't do that. You yelled at me, remember?
I do, and
You yell at me a lot.
He has actually used these machines. He's actually better at the brother than I am, to be honest.
So we need mats for all these machines?
You do not absolutely have to have a mat for the Cricut Maker 3 or the Silhouette Cameo
Correct.
4, but you do need a mat for the brother.
Brother is unforgiving when it comes to
Correct.
mats. You have
Correct.
to have a mat, a scanning mat, or this one's a little more picky when it comes to mat. But you can with some vinyls.
Some vinyl. So the Cricut version, they sell what's called smart vinyl. They have smart removable vinyl, permanent vinyl, iron-on vinyl, and they even have smart cardstock that you can use where it fits exactly the width of the machine and doesn't require a mat. The Silhouette is kind of more advanced in that respect, in that you can adjust the rollers for the material, and you can feed in various sizes of materials with this machine without having to have a mat.
I like that it's pink too.
It's pink, and you know what else is really cool? On the back of the Silhouette Cameo 4, it actually has a cutter. So when your material comes out the back, you can actually cut it.
A little paper cutter. That's pretty neat.
That's nice, right?
You know what's funny is I went to the big box store. I can't mention the name. It's a boy's name. It begins with M. But I asked for dumb vinyl, and she looked at me like I had 6 heads. There's smart vinyl and dumb vinyl.
Yeah, if you want to call it that.
Which brings me to another point, Felicia.
Yes.
Cricut makes a lot of vinyl.
It does.
Okay, and a lot of people think if they buy a Cricut machine, they have to use Cricut vinyl. Is that true?
It is not true. You can use any vinyl, any cardstock, it doesn't have to be the Cricut brand. It could be Tech Wrap. It could be HTV Ront. Any brand of vinyl or cardstock will work with these machines.
Now, to be honest with you, a lot of people, some woman told me I thought I had to buy Cricut vinyl because it's a Cricut machine. She was really mad when she found out she could use other vinyls. So that's important for beginners to know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, you can buy the cheapest. What's price-wise vinyl? Pretty comparable?
Pretty comparable.
Yeah. So it doesn't really matter. Do you have a favorite? You can tell people. What's your favorite vinyl to use?
I am really leaning these days towards Tech Wrap.
Tech Wrap.
Yeah.
It peels a little easier.
It peels a little easier, and they have a lot of neat patterns for their vinyl.
They're the color changing too, didn't they?
Yes, they do.
That was pretty neat. All right, so mats. We talked about mats. Which machine do you think is the quietest if you need to be quiet, if you're working in a library? Actually, they have these in libraries. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah. Oh, Galley Library over there. They have these in the library.
I did not know that. That's interesting. The loudest machine, I feel, this is in Felicia's opinion, is the Cameo.
Yeah, I think so.
The Silhouette Cameo 4, right? And then I think it's a toss-up between the Brother and the Cricut, but I think the Brother probably is quieter than the Cricut.
Now, when you're talking loud, we're not talking like ear piercing. Oh my God, I got to wear earmuffs. We're just talking
absolutely not.
Slightly louder,
yes,
right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So the Brother and then the Cricut. The Cricut's pretty quiet too. And the Cricut Maker 3 is quieter than the old Cricut.
That is correct. And it is a little bit faster than the old Cricut too.
The Silhouette, get it together. This thing is like, and again, it's not super loud, so you don't have to worry about that. Right. Which machine do you think cuts the fastest?
In my opinion, I would say the Cricut Maker 3.
Yeah.
Yes, in my opinion.
In all vinyls or just the smart vinyl?
All vinyls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, all vinyl, all cardstock, whatever you're cutting.
So if you're doing massive, big projects for a softball team or your school or whatever,
I think.
Or if you're doing an Etsy store, you want something that goes a little bit faster, the Cricut's going to cut faster.
That's just my opinion.
I see. Now, having come from Cricut, you started with Cricut, right?
I did.
Multiple Cricut machines.
I've been using Cricut for 3 or 4 years now.
Which machine, I invented a new word. Which machine do you think is the easiest to use for somebody just starting out?
Personally, I would have to say the Cricut.
You've tried all 3 of these softwares, right?
I have.
Again, we talked about the Brother. You can just use the onboard computer.
You can use the onboard computer.
Which is stupid easy because I can use it. I'm not the smartest. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, the crispiest chip in the bag, the unbroken egg in the box. You know, all those things I'm talking about. And I can actually use this without a computer. But if you're using the software, and Brother does have software that works on the computer.
All right. So Cricut has what's called Cricut Design Space software.
Okay.
And then Silhouette has oh gosh, I just drew a blank.
That's okay. It doesn't matter if
wait,
people can look
wait,
it up.
Wait, wait. I know what it is. Hold on. I know what it is. Oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank.
Who cares? All right.
Silhouette Studio.
Okay.
Oh
good.
my gosh.
Ding, 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 ding.
So, and then Brother has Canvas Workspace.
Okay.
Of the 3 software packages, I believe that Cricut Design Space is the easiest to use.
Okay. Most intuitive.
Most intuitive. It just makes sense.
Now, let me explain to people watching this. If you're just coming into it. If you've ever used Photoshop, Photoshop is one of the most complex programs you'll ever use because of the layers.
Right.
There's layers. You have to think of it 3-dimensionally. You have a top layer, bottom layer. These also have layers. You have to think 3-dimensionally.
They do have layers.
Yeah.
But I do believe that Cricut's Design Space software is the easiest to use.
Okay.
I believe that Silhouette Studio software is the most advanced.
Yeah.
And if you can learn that, to me, it's comparable to Photoshop.
Now, when
There's
you're
a lot of features and options in this software.
When you're talking advanced, you're able to do more complex designs in here, you think?
I do believe so.
Okay, but you can do some pretty complex. Like this
Absolutely.
shirt you made. Tell me about this shirt you made.
So this is
What's going on here?
So we took our logo and we broke it down into pieces.
This is the logo back here.
This is the logo back here. We've got multiple colors with gradients.
You
right?
can't
and
do
I couldn't do gradients
right.
with vinyl.
Right.
Right. And I didn't have any kind of special vinyl with me. I just had kind of simple colors.
Right.
So I simply broke my image down in Cricut Design Space software.
You took this with the gradients in there and put that in there.
Right. And
that's pretty cool.
I popped it out and I cut out these circles, sliced
them.
And
it made it monochrome so you could work with it?
I did. It made it monochrome, and then I was able to add a circle onto the software and then cover up each one of these circles. Each one of these circles and slice them so that each one became its own little piece, and I was able to color it. And when I cut it, I was able to cut each color vinyl out separately.
But you did a great job. I mean, the A's kind of starts green and then the gradients go on top of it.
Right.
So you've kind of done a really good. I mean, if you really wanted to go crazy, you probably could have cut each of those gradients out as a color.
I could have, or I could have gone with the sublimation printout as well if I wanted to go that far.
What is sublimation?
Sublimation is just another way of printing an image from your computer to a special printer that allows you to heat. It kind of comes out in a muted form when you actually print it.
Right.
When you heat it up on your shirt, a special shirt that's got to be high in polyester, it just pops those colors. And if I had done that, I would have been able to get the gradients.
The other thing about sublimation, you can't really do it on dark shirts unless you have some kind of special background.
Exactly.
Right?
On dark shirts,
it's a little more difficult.
It is a little more difficult to do. Yeah. But it is doable. But
it's a little more difficult. Great information for people just starting out. All kinds of interesting things.
Right?
Sublimation, you can cut. Sublimation is not vinyl. It's sublimation ink, paper, or something. What's it called? Cricut has a whole line. What's it called?
Oh, I forgot what you were talking about. Infusible ink.
That's what I forgot.
Yes,
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Infusible ink. Yes, Cricut has infusible ink, and it is it's sublimation material that you can cut on here, but you're still not going to get that gradient effect here. Right. But yes, you absolutely can. And if you're using infusible ink, then you've got to use another shirt or product that is high in polyester.
Understood. Now, can I cut infusible ink on any of these machines?
Any of these machines.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right. So printing and scanning. A lot of people ask about this because one of the hottest things in the world right now is making decals. A lot of people want to, because you can put decals. You put them on your car, you put them on your wall, put them on your notebooks, on your sneakers, and people put them on their foreheads. Decals. Which one of these machines will do decals?
So decals or stickers can be done on any one of these machines.
Good.
All three of these machines do what they call print and cut, where you design your image in the software, you send it to your printer, it adds registration marks around it, you run that through your machine, and it actually reads those marks and cuts your stickers or decals out.
Oh, okay.
So all three of these machines will do that. But what sets one of them apart is that the Brother Scan and Cut scans up to 600 DPI. That's what you fell in love with about the Brother Scan and Cut. And you immediately ran to this machine when we got it and did that.
I love there's two reasons. Number one, I didn't have to learn complex computer software with this one.
Right.
So I could print something out in a program I already knew, print it out, and just shove that printer on the printout on a mat.
Right.
This machine would automatically scan it, outline my decals with just a little bit of adjustment. You could do it right here on the screen and cut the decals out seamlessly. So if you're in the decals only, this is probably the best choice. If that's all you're ever going to do, this is the way to do it. But this will also do the t-shirts. I actually made a hoodie.
You did.
On this using the built-in fonts.
That's right.
Now, the reason you want to use the software for fonts, why?
You have a much more broad range of fonts that you can use. You can download fonts from just about anywhere.
So you can use any font you have on your computer with the software.
Any font you have on your computer, any font you want to make a purchase of that you load onto your computer, you can use with these machines.
On all three machines.
On all three machines.
But if you just want to use the computer that's built into the Brother, you're limited to the fonts that are on the
I believe
machine.
that's true. You're limited to the fonts that are in there.
All right, so that is a limitation. If you don't want to learn any software, you might be limited in your fonts. But again, I found enough that I could work with. This particular machine has a bunch of Disney stuff built into it. It's the Disney edition. And let's talk about cost. How much do these machines cost?
All right,
roughly?
So as of today, and it is March 10th, 2023, the Cricut Maker 3 appears to be selling for $429.
Okay, and there's always sales on these
There's
things, right?
always sales on these things, so keep your eyes open. The Cameo, Silhouette Cameo 4 is selling for, if I'm not mistaken, $279.
Okay, it's a bargain.
Now we have here the Disney version of the Brother Scan and Cut SDX 230 Di. It's got more than cutting features. It's compatible with sewing machines,
Right.
but it's selling,
and it has the Disney stuff.
and it has the Disney. This is the Disney edition.
Premium
so this
for
one
that.
is selling for almost $600.
Right.
But the non-Disney version, the model before this, you can get for about $429.
Okay, so similar with the Silhouette probably being the least
So
expensive.
the Silhouette would be the least expensive right now,
That's-
and then you can get them. That is just
Yeah.
the base model. That's just the Silhouette with maybe the mat and the blade.
Okay.
Right? You can get these in bundles. So there's lots of bundle options you can get with iron-on bundles and cardstock bundles and vinyl bundles. But base models, just the machines themselves, those are the prices.
And where can you buy these machines?
You can get them your local craft store. You can get them on Amazon, which is where we get most of ours from. To be
A lot of them
honest,
direct from the manufacturer, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So there are different models of this, as we talked about before. There's a little thing called the Cricut Joy. Probably a good starter kit, but not as functional. Can't scan and cut, right?
Right.
You can't
No.
scan whatever.
No, you
print and
can't
cut.
print. You can't print and cut on the Cricut Joy
Right,
today.
so the smaller ones you can't do. They have a little bit less functionality. So these are the three main machines from these manufacturers.
Correct.
Right? They
Correct.
do just about everything that any of these machines are capable of.
Correct.
Okay, and there's also a longer Silhouette too, isn't there?
There is a longer Silhouette.
For people who do sign shops and need
right.
to do bigger projects.
Right.
So, and
Right.
the other two do not have longer ones?
No, these are as big as they are.
Okay, understood. Now, software. We talked about software. Each one of these you can use. Now, the Brother, of course, you can use with the built-in software and not even hook a computer up to it. Never. You could actually never hook. I think you have to activate it at one point with the Wi-Fi or
I
something.
believe so.
That's the only time you have to attach a computer to it. Which software is the least expensive to operate on these machines?
They all have free software.
Okay.
Right. Cricut and Brother software is free, period. There's no advanced or upgrade versions.
Okay.
But Silhouette has various levels of software. They have the free software that you can get when you purchase it, but they also have a 3 other levels: a basic designer edition, which currently, as of today, is selling for almost $25. Then they have the designer edition plus for $37, and then the business edition, which a lot of people say just opens up all the features of the software, is selling for just about $50. And that's the big difference. The basic version is giving you just the basic stuff of the software.
Mhm.
With each additional level of the software, you're unleashing, if you want to use that word, features,
Okay.
right? So if you really,
For the beginner user.
for the beginner, I don't
The
have
basic?
anything but the basic edition right now. I'm still learning this particular
Is the
machine.
basic the free version?
That is the free version.
Okay.
Yes.
So there is a
Yes.
free version for
Right.
this. Okay, cool.
Absolutely. But there is the business edition, the $50 edition.
Opens up more
It's
fonts, images.
Everything. It
Okay.
opens just everything about the software opens
Important
up.
to know.
And it's a one-time charge.
Okay, good. That was a great
They-
question. Is it a
one-
subscription once a year,
one
once a
time-
month, or is it one time
That is a one-time charge
for the rest of your life?
for the rest of your life, and it's a license key that you could apply to multiple. Like I have a computer upstairs, I have a computer downstairs. I
That's
could
nice.
use that license key on both of my computers
Okay, that's
under my
important.
same account. It's one account.
Understood.
Okay.
Okay. So which free software gives you the most stuff? Because we get that question a lot.
I have to say that the Cricut Design Space software gives
In
you
your
the most.
opinion.
In my
Okay.
honest opinion, I think the Cricut gives you the most free things.
Free fonts, free.
free fonts, free designs,
Right.
free projects.
Okay.
And I just feel like it's the most intuitive as well.
Okay. That's
My
good. Be
opinion.
honest, your opinion. You're
My
allowed to
opinion.
have your opinion.
Yep.
Some people may disagree.
That's
And
right.
if you do disagree and you have other thoughts, please put them in the comments below. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button if you're thinking about it right now, because we do lots of tutorials and crazy videos like this on this channel. Oh my gosh, she's got me running like crazy. So let's summarize. And in your opinion, again, as someone who's used all three of these machines, what really sets these machines apart? You don't have to go into depth, just basically for somebody, I think I want to buy a cutting machine. Do I buy the Cricut? Do I buy the Silhouette? Do I buy the Brother? What really sets this apart might help somebody make that purchasing decision?
For somebody just starting out, I think that if they're unfamiliar with the software and they're nervous about that, I think the software for the Cricut Maker 3 is the easiest of the software
Okay.
packages. I think it's probably
So ease of use.
ease of use is
Wish I had my bell.
Sets this one apart.
Okay.
This one also has a really nice storage compartment. And if I pop this open, you can see that this one has a significant amount of storage space built
Ooh,
into it. That's
pretty.
a really nice feature too. Everything is just housed here. Okay. So that's a nice feature of this machine. I really think that ease of use is probably Cricut's.
Okay,
selling
their
point.
advantage.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. And how about the brother in silhouette?
So the brother, I think that it sets itself apart because it can do the scanning feature. I think that you have found that to be most valuable.
For
and the fact,
decals is what I do. I do
Right,
stickers,
right.
decals most of the time.
and the fact that you can use the brother scanning kit without having to use a computer.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
like that.
I
People
do
like
dig
that a
that.
lot.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't have to learn anything. Just it's pretty intuitive as well too. Pretty easy to learn.
Right, right.
And about the silhouette,
The silhouette.
it's got some features. The cutter on the back
It's
of
got
it.
the
It
cutter,
accepts
it's-
rolls built in.
It's got a built-in roll attachment to
Yeah.
it, but it's just powerful.
Yeah.
The software is so powerful, and if you can dig in and learn that software, I mean, maybe
If you're
this is
serious
if you're
about
really serious about it, this is probably a good machine for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing your knowledge with everyone.
You're
Again,
welcome.
like, subscribe, comment. If you have different ideas, if you don't agree with us and you think that I'm an idiot, that's okay. Type that in the comments below. A lot of people do. And yeah, we enjoy it because we can all learn together
Right.
as a community.
And that's what this is about. It's
Yeah.
about helping each other learn.
Right.
Right.
So good work.
Thank you.
I'm going to take care of that Cricut, and you can do whatever you need to do. You're going to craft today? What are you doing?
I am going to craft today.
What are you making?
I don't know yet.
I like that. It's a blank slate. All right, go do what you do.
All
Thank
right.
you for watching. We'll see you later. Bye.
Thank you. Bye, Felicia.
I knew she was going to say that.